Storage units are meant to hold things people don't have space for, but sometimes what's locked away inside should have never been stored there in the first place. Story 1. The camera clicks, the red light blinks, and I whisper, "You won't believe what's inside Unit 13. The first 20 seconds of my video are a rush of static, a shaky pan across a rust-stained door that's been padlocked for who knows how long. I yank the lock off with a crowbar, the metal screaming, and the door swings open on rusted hinges like a mouth about to vomit something ancient. The air inside is cold, stale, like a grave that's never been sealed. My flashlight cuts a thin cone through the darkness, illuminating rows of cardboard boxes whose labels have faded beyond recognition. I step in, the floorboards creaking under my weight, and the camera catches a flicker. A pair of dark, unblinking eyes reflected in the glass of a broken mannequin's face. I freeze. The eyes aren't my own. I swivel, but all I see are rows of abandoned belongings, old televisions, a rusted bike, a cracked baby crib. Yet something feels off. I hear a faint shuffle behind the rows, a soft thump that could be a rat, could be something else. I start recording, voice low. You can hear that, right? My breath fogs in the beam, and I notice a set of footprints in the dust halfway through the unit, leading to a corner where a metal locker sits ajar. I push it open, expecting more junk, but instead I find a stack of Polaroid photos, each one a snapshot of a different storage unit. The last one is a close-up of a hand, my own hand, holding a camera, standing exactly where I am now, the same red light blinking on the recorder. My stomach drops. I spin around, the flashlight trembling, and see a silhouette in the doorway, tall, hooded, watching. The figure doesn't move, just watches. My heart pounds so hard I can hear it through the mic. I whisper, "Who's there?" No answer. Just the soft scrape of something dragging across concrete. I try to leave, but the exit is blocked. The door I came through is now a solid slab of metal, welded shut. Panic spikes. I slam my fist against it, hear only my own echo. The hooded figure steps forward, and the camera catches a glint. A keycard dangling from its belt, the same kind I use for the storage facility's main gate. I'm not sure if it belongs to the owner, a security guard, or someone else who knows the building's secrets. I scramble back toward the locker, hoping to find another way out. Inside, beneath the photos, lies a battered duffel bag. I open it. Inside are dozens of small, neatly wrapped packages, each labeled with dates that stop at the day before the unit was abandoned. One is marked, "Do not open." My fingers itch, curiosity battling terror. I pull it out, the paper crinkling like a sigh. The camera shakes as I hold the package to the light. A faint scent of bleach and something metallic wafts up. I hear a soft, guttural laugh, not from the hooded figure, but from somewhere behind me, echoing through the concrete walls. I spin. Nothing. Yet the flashlight flickers, and in that brief darkness, I see a flash of movement across the far wall, like a hand pushing against the brick, trying to get out. I set the camera down, whisper, "If anyone finds this, stay away, don't." The screen goes black. My last breath is caught on the mic, a ragged gasp, then silence. The video uploads automatically, the title already typed, "Terrifying Storage Unit Horror Story." My channel now has one more subscriber, and the comment section fills with, "What happened to you?" and "Did you ever get out?" I never answer. The footage sits on the internet, a warning that some doors, once opened, are never meant to be closed again. Story 2. When the lock clicked, the smell of rot hit me before I even opened the door. I froze, hand hovering over the rusty handle, heart thudding like a drum in a funeral march. "Just a storage unit," I muttered to the empty lot, but the air was already breathing out secrets. I'm a freelance filmmaker, always hunting cheap locations for my Urban Decay series. The rental ad had been simple. Abandoned unit, 8 by 10, low bid, perfect for prop hunting. The only thing that wasn't listed was the fact that a weather-worn sedan had been idling on the far side of the lot for the past 10 minutes, its driver, a gaunt man in a faded baseball cap, watching me with a stare that felt like a fingerprint on my skin. I tried to ignore him, pulling the heavy metal door open with a groan. Inside, the darkness was thick, punctuated only by the flicker of my phone's flashlight. The first thing I saw was a child's stroller, its little wheels rusted, a dented plastic seat still holding a faded blanket. Beside it, a cracked picture frame held a family photo. A boy, maybe 8, grinning with a missing front tooth, his mother's arms slung around his shoulders. Both were covered in a fine layer of dust, but the blanket smelled faintly of mildew. Not the sweet baby powder I'd expected. I stepped deeper, the floorboards creaking under my weight. A rusted metal locker stood against the back wall, its lock corroded open. Inside lay a stack of cardboard boxes, each labeled in a hurried, blocky hand. Medical supplies, tools, personal. I lifted the top box, and a bundle of surgical gloves fell out, darkening the floor where they landed. On the bottom of the box, half written in red marker, was the name M. Hernandez and a date, 2 weeks ago. A sudden clatter made my skin crawl. The sedan's driver was gone. I turned, expecting to see the lot empty, but a second vehicle, a black van with tinted windows, had rolled up. A man stepped out, his face obscured by a hoodie, and walked straight toward the unit, his boots crunching on gravel. He paused at the doorway, glanced inside, then lifted his hand to a hidden pocket, pulling out a gloved finger and pressing it against the metal. A soft, metallic click sounded, and the door behind me slammed shut. My breath hitched. I was locked in. The man inside the van didn't speak. He simply turned, his eyes locking on mine through the cracked glass. I could feel his gaze like a weight. He raised his hand, pointing to the stroller. My mind raced. What was in there? I forced the stroller aside, revealing a small, dented metal box hidden beneath. Its lid was sealed with tape, the kind used in moving trucks. I pried it open with my phone's case. Inside lay a sealed plastic bag, the contents squirming just enough to catch a glint of light. A dead animal, perhaps a rat, its eyes still glassy, its fur matted with something dark and sticky. The smell was nauseating, a mix of rot and something metallic, like dried blood. My pulse hammered. Every instinct screamed to run, but the door remained shut, the lock unyielding. A soft voice crackled through the van's open window. "You found it, huh? Good. He'll be back soon." The speaker was muffled, but the tone was unmistakable. Calm, like a dealer confirming a transaction. The van's door slammed, and the man in the hoodie vanished into the night, his footsteps fading into the distant hum of traffic. The lock on the storage unit finally gave way with a harsh clang, swinging the door wide. I stumbled out, gulping the cold night air, the locker's stale scent clinging to me. The lot was empty again, the sedan nowhere in sight. I grabbed my camera and fled, the footage of the stroller, the photo, the box, and the man's voice still replaying in my head like a broken record. When I got home, I uploaded the video. The view count spiked within minutes, comments flooding in. "What's in the box? Who's the guy in the van?" The uploader's name was a string of numbers. No profile picture, no bio. And as the night deepened, my phone buzzed with a notification, a private message from a new subscriber, simply reading, "We'll be in touch. M." I still hear the click of that lock in my dreams, and sometimes, when I walk past that lot, I swear I can see a faint outline of a stroller moving on its own, waiting for the next curious soul to unlock its secret.